to the world. Subscribe now to the Hot 97 YouTube channel. It's Ebro in the Morning with Laura Stiles and Rosenberg.
Ebro, Laura Rosenberg. Today's guest, Anthony Ramos, Brooklyn's own, in the building.
Boom.
This time on the program, repping for In the Heights and his new album. My man's got some new music out. Anthony, what's going on, sir?
I'm chilling. Happy to see you guys.
Usnavi.
Well, album's out a week from today.
Yeah, June 25th. Love and Lies. Go get it.
Love and Lies.
Love and Lies.
Yo. Also, I want to go check his new music, but also, you and Ari Lennox redid that Sly Stone record, son.
Yeah,
yo, that didn't get the love that it needed out here in these streets. When I saw you guys redo, it was If You Want Me to Stay, right?
To Stay, yeah.
Yo, when I saw that, that's one of those records that, like, yo, okay, if y'all do this,
I know. I was scared. I'm not gonna lie. Of all the songs y'all could have picked, I said it would have been easier to write a new song. I was like,
how did you link up with Ari?
Well, I was doing a deal with, I got a deal with Crown Royal things, brother. I got a deal with Crown Royal, and it's like, they were like, yo, we want this musical element to this next commercial and this next campaign. And the first thing I'm like, y'all want to write a song? They're like, nah, we really want you and Ari Lennox to sing If You Want Me to Stay. I was like, you want us to sing this iconic ass song? I was like, let Ari sing it by herself. I'll fucking dance in the back and do some shit.
Right.
And it was like, they're like, nah, we want y'all both to sing it. So we went to the studio, learned the song, went to the studio, met Ari at the studio. I think we were in Baltimore, and we just asked him to leave the room for like 2.5 hours. And Ari, my producer, Will Wells, her producer was virtual, and it was me. And we just cut the song up, and we said, all right, you sing this, you sing that. We'll sing this part together. Boom, 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 boom. The cameras came back in. Ari went and cut the vocal first, and I went back in, and then we cut it together. It was crazy. We did it all in a day.
Y'all crushed it. You crushed it. And I'm gonna tell you, because I think mostly too because y'all paid respect to the original and didn't really, you know what I mean? Like it was just perfect. Like y'all really did a good job with it.
Thank you, brother. I mean, we wasn't trying to veer off and make it,
Yeah, nah, you don't want to play with that. Don't play. Don't play. Don't play. No. In the Heights, man, phenomenal movie. Before we get to how great the movie is, let's deal with all the drama of complexionism and Afro-Latinos and not enough African, Black Afro-Latino leads. I'd love to hear your perspective on, some of the negative energy that's around the film, but also you being a New Yorker, and just growing up around, Latinos who are also Black. How you feel about where the film's being received?
I mean, number one, I want to start with saying that we made the film with mad love, and we we made it with a lot of respect. We wanted to respect not only, New York, but all Latinos, right? That's Afro-Latinos included, and every Latino in New York, every Latino around the world, but specifically, especially in New York. And, I don't think people are wrong, right? If you see something, you're like, oh, but this is missing. I don't think it's wrong, and I'm happy the conversation's happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I lived in Washington Heights. Afro-Latino population, of course. But it's like, I just hope that we can also celebrate the things that the movie did right. As far as like this film is concerned, I hope that we can also celebrate the things that the movie got right. And and I do believe that this is a bigger conversation, which I'm happy we having. Like I'm never shy away from a hard conversation. Let's go, let's have it. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's on me too as a creative to be like, okay, yo, let's pay more attention next time we write, because me personally, I'm developing stories, Latino stories specifically, and it's like, yo, how do I pay more attention as well? Because it is true, all on the islands and all throughout. Yeah, these islands sometimes can be divided, things like that, right? So I'm happy this conversation is happening because it's only going to bring unity to our community, to be honest.
How did you feel when you saw Rita Moreno kind of dismiss the situation at the beginning? She checked herself afterwards, but I kind of felt like it was a cleanup, and I was disappointed by it, especially her being such a OG. You know what I mean? And she was one of the first Puerto Ricanas who really put on for film.
Yeah, I mean, she come from a different era too. Like, you feel me? Like, she had her own, I think, challenges in her own right? And I think Rita, I'm not saying I can't really interpret what she was saying, but what I got from it when I was listening was she was just like, can we just celebrate this moment that we're having right now, Latinos in general, that we've never had in the history of cinema. But then when I'm listening to it too, yeah, I'm like, but you can't dismiss the what the problem here too. And but she made a comment after, you know what I'm saying? She made her statement after, and I think everybody's learning, man. We all learning, everybody's trying to do better as well. I also want to encourage people, in the fact that, like, everybody's trying to do better. Everybody's learning I mean, and even the OGs can slip or say something that it's like, what? But
well, Lin-Manuel Miranda's post, I think, sums it up. Like, if and as you said, Anthony, if people see something and the creators missed the mark, the thing to do is to say, we hear you, we see you, we missed the mark, and to own that so that people feel seen and heard. You understand? And like you're saying, also make sure that we don't miss the mark next time, because there will be a next time.
There will be.
There will be a next time. I've seen the movie twice. I got sent the link early. My daughter loves the film. My lady loves the film. The music, all of it. Look, there's so much, as you pointed out, that is captured right. The irony too of the film being about gentrification is hilarious to me, right? Where you have, Afro Latinos and Black folks, rightfully so, being like, yo, we're not represented in the film, and the film is about gentrification, and the community being took over. So there's definitely that irony there, but the storyline, the performances are great. Your performance is great. Talk about being cast to play this character, because I remember when Lin-Manuel got this on Broadway. I remember taking my mom. I think I went and saw In the Heights on Broadway 5 times, because just seeing the culture on Broadway on stage was so important. Talk about what that means to you as a New Yorker, as a friend of Lin-Manuel, and being able to step into, this role, which was his role.
Yeah. I mean, look, it means a lot, and look, me being from Bushwick, I can speak on a personal level about gentrification, because I'm experiencing my mother. I grew up in the projects, and my mother, those projects, they're trying to turn them into some other thing and then get my mom out of there. So this ain't foreign to me on a personal level, and I think, as far as the film, being able to play this role, it's an honor, number one, man. And I'm so grateful that I got this opportunity, because this was the musical that I saw it was already, and when your last name is Ramos, it don't matter what you look like. It's already harder for you. They're like, wait, he's what? Nah, this role got to be this, or that role got to be that. And then they hear me speak, and they're like, yo, but he sound like he from the hood. Hold up. And I'm like, I couldn't turn it off, as much as I tried after I graduated from school. And it was a beautiful thing for me to see these characters on stage who look and sound like people I grew up with, who reminded me of aunts and uncles and cousins, and who were speaking in the vernacular that was familiar to me, and who were also like this music sound familiar to the music that I grew up listening to. I was, they rapping on stage, they like breaking all these rules, because I didn't grow up watching Broadway shows, because I didn't have shows like In the Heights. If maybe there were shows like this, I might have been like, oh, I want, there was half a West Side Story, And no disrespect to West Side Story, but they were the Puerto Rican Sharks. Most of them were cast not even Latino, not even Latino.
Right.
And then there's Man of La Mancha maybe, which no one really does anyway. So then I'm sitting here and I'm watching the show, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy, because it was hard. I was doing these auditions and I wanted to quit. I was getting typecast out all the time. I was like,
tell us a little bit about that, because I feel like people look at you and they celebrate you because they feel like, oh, one of us made it. You know what I mean? And like you said, you never had to change who you were. But how is it going to all these castings and tell us about auditioning process and everything you've gone through?
I mean, it's hard. You look at the shows, right? I'm not going to be in Ain't Misbehaving. I'm not going to be in Ragtime. I'm not going to be in Carousel. I'm not going to be in Sound of Music. They're not trying to. These are all shows that are specifically, you're this, you're that. And I was always somewhere in the middle. And it was always like, he can sing, but like I did Damn Yankees national tour, and I had to learn how to dance so I could possibly get into some ensemble. Just for me to be in the ensemble, I was just like, yo, I know I can be a lead actor, but I was like, no one's trying to give me a lead role. So I always see this one token Latino, or there's two black guys, or there's two black girls, or one Latina, or two Latina. I'm like, maybe I can be maybe I can be that person in the cast, because that was the pattern I was seeing on Broadway, and I wasn't seeing any of the leads. So I was like, okay, that's how I get in. So I started learning how to dance, and that was how I got my first national tour. I was the one Latino in the cast, and then it started to progress. Then I did Radio City Christmas Spectacular, and I was one of the only Latinos in that cast, if not the only one, doing the Christmas Spectacular. And then it was just sort of like I was weaving my way through. I was just knocking on the door as much as I could too. I mean, it was like talking 2-3 auditions in a day, because I said I have to show up more than most people. That's how I felt, at least. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I gotta knock harder than most people, because the door's not opening. But if I don't knock, and if I don't knock loudly, it's really not gonna open. And thank God there was a show like In the Heights, and then boom, Hamilton, a show that you should never work, right, on paper. They're like, what you a colorful cast of black, brown people playing presidents.
George Washington and Alexander Hamilton. Yo, Thomas Jefferson's a black man with swag.
Yo, people were already upset. Like, they were like, no way. And I was like, yo, this show is going to open the door for so many people, especially in Broadway, that has felt like it has shunned away people of color for so many years, black and Latino people, period. That Broadway is sort of, I think that there's been a limited amount of opportunity for people of color on Broadway for a lot of years. And I think, it has changed over the last, 5 years. I would say even 10, right? But for Latinos, In the Heights, that was it. So that I'm so grateful for this musical, man, because it was tough. It was really hard, man. And anyone can say whatever they want about whatever they want to say, but like, I know what my journey was, man. And I know that this shit has been rough. And that's why I celebrate and I do my best to be grateful, because, even on paper, growing up in the projects, when my mom was raising 3 kids by herself, growing up with drugs and alcohol and violence, on paper, I shouldn't even be talking to y'all right now. We shouldn't even be having this conversation. If I'm gonna really keep it real. Yeah. So that's why, I'm always down to learn too. Right. There's lessons to be learned, because I think there's, depending on how you grow up and there are things that we can be ignorant to, I guess, we, meaning me and my, I guess, family or whatever, depending on how we grew up, and there's all types of things that can really, that you learn growing up in whatever culture you grow up, that you have to like unlearn, especially when you start going around the world. You don't go to Japan and do the same things you do in America. You don't go to India and like, you can't, you're like, whoa, hold up. This is not my home. I have to respect the people here. I have to respect, and you learn more about culture. You learn more about people. You learn more about right? Everything, what kind of food people eat, how do you say hello? How do you, right? What is how do you, what is a term of respect or whatever, right? And people bow and things like that.
Decorum and politeness and
all of that.
Yeah.
So I think, anyway, I think I'm going off the deep end right now, but anyway, going back to our movie and going back to this moment, I'm just so grateful, man. I'm just so grateful that we have that the world and Hollywood, has an opportunity to see a film like this, and that we can only go up from here.
Well, because our experience in America, and by our I mean Black people, whether you are of Latin culture or Black American culture, Caribbean culture, the experience is a tough journey, and it comes with some weight, right? It comes with weight, and that weight is the responsibility that you have to those that weren't able to make the journey, and those that came before you that paved the path. And the way for you right now, and Lin-Manuel Miranda and the whole cast of In the Heights or Hamilton, because it is important, the work you're doing is important. That is why. And because it's impactful, that is why you're hearing from the community, because they love you, because they care, and they want you to know, yo, we see you. Don't forget what's going on out here. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, that's just part of it, man. When you do something as powerful as In the Heights, you know how it is in the streets. You know how it is when you walk out of when you go walk through Bushwick, you see people and they be like, yo, Anthony, it's good to see you, man. We still here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, don't forget us, man. And that's the energy you're feeling.
But it must be a brain F to have this thing where you guys know that part of what you did, the entire In the Heights story, is about inclusion to a certain degree. And having an area and people in an area on stage and screen who have never really been shown in proper light before. So it must be a brain F that even within trying to do that, mistakes were made and it wasn't done all the way. But that's not what the intention was. I can imagine how that would be challenging.
Yeah, I mean, it's, again, I think it goes back to the thing where it's like, it's how you make it better, right? How you learn from it. And I think
that's right.
I think it's like when you write a song, you can't take the song back once it's out. People could remix it. Somebody can make it better. You can put that feature on it. Bring in somebody who can elevate the song to where you.
That was Diddy's specialty, wasn't it? Diddy invented the remix.
And it's just like, yo. And I think, now there's an opportunity, right, for, Latinos around the world, anybody, right, who wants to make a film, like, who can see it and be like, yo, because I'm proud of our movie. I'm proud of it, And now it's like, okay, how do we elevate that? How we take that to the next level? How do we, someone has to take the chance, right? And of course, all right, tell us what the mistakes were, right? But no one can deny that Lin-Manuel, especially in the Latino community, was one of the first. No one dared to do what he did with Hamilton. Nobody did what he did with In the Heights.
In the Heights, yeah.
So, yeah, somebody got to take the bullet.
Yeah.
But you know what? Thank God he did it, so that now somebody can do it better, or someone can do it differently.
Hey, yo, listen, man. Heavy is the crown, man.
That's
Heavy is the crown, man.
That's it.
Let's get to these bars, man. We're going to get to your album too. But I need to understand what type of practice y'all put in. Like, Hamilton is hard, man.
Yeah.
That work y'all do looks hard, bro. Like, I see people on Broadway and I say to myself, I could never do that 6 nights a week or whatever the number is, twice on Saturdays, whatever it is. And y'all spitting those lines and doing that. What type of like therapy do y'all get? Like how do y'all stay fresh? Like give us the secrets.
Nah, man. I mean, as far as what spitting like the way we
just the learning the lines, staying fresh every day.
You just rehearse it a lot. You come, I mean, honestly, man, I come to the theater and I have a long day. I'd be like, a few auditions in the day, got to go home, run errands, do whatever I had to do. And then I come back and it'd be wild, man. I'd be like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to do the show right now. But I think, thank God it was, we had a cast of people who supported each other too, man. People who just like lifted each other up, like, because it was the same for everybody. Everybody, people got kids and this something happened. This kid is sick, or this thing is happening here at home, or this person, this person had a family member pass away. Like when you're doing it 8 times a week, that's a lot of energy you got to pour out. And I'm grateful that we just had a group of people that just really supported one another. And yeah, it's a lot of rehearsal too, man. I mean, you do the show so much in rehearsal that eventually you get on the stage and it becomes second nature. Like you ain't even thinking about the words anymore. It's like that. You just say them, you're saying them so much. I did over 600 shows, man. I did that joint for like 2.5 years. And it's I think it just becomes muscle memory. And I guess it's the same as like when you're singing, you learn a song, you just wrote a song, you're learning it, and you sing it so many times on your phone, eventually you could just put the phone down, and when you're recording, you could just do it off the top of the dome because you've said it so many times and it's in your body, it's in your mind. So that was really like, I mean, at least for me personally, that was how I was able to continue to go out every night. I forgot my words once or twice. I'm not gonna act like I didn't, but
I knew it.
I did.
Yo, when that happens, do you just make up lyrics and then Lin-Manuel's like, yo, that's not the lines, my guy. I don't know what you was saying up there.
Honestly, for real, I just stopped rapping one of the times I mumbled until I got the words. And then the other time I just stopped and I said, let me just find a point in the music that I remember. Thank God it happened quickly. Like it was like 2 bars of music or something, maybe 4 the most, but it was so fast that I was able to play it off and pick up, and I found like a cue in the music where I always know that this lyric comes on that cue. And I was able to pick it up there. But shit, man, when I tell you I was shitting my pants both times, I was like, right now, there's these people, you can't hide. You just feel the laser beams and people are locked in. They're like, yo, I've been waiting, because people were waiting months to see the show. And you just feel it, like people are like, yo, they just locked in. You're like, oh, these people are never going to see the show again.
Well, and they know that, and half the people who get there already now, once it got big, they already know the songs.
Right.
Mouthing the words in the front row.
So they're like, why are you doing it different?
I know, that's not how it goes.
It was crazy.
Yo, just know, Anthony, I've seen Rakim, I've seen Nas, I've seen the greats. I've even seen Hov, where I'm like, yo, did Hov just miss? I think Hov just missed one right there. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad.
It happens all the time. Was there you guys had an insane, almost indescribable level of celebrity fans that came and watched the show. Was there ever a time when you spotted a celebrity in the crowd and you were like, oh man, this is
Spike Lee. What was crazy was that same show, Spike was there. And I was like, yo, Spike Lee's in the second row. And I was bugging in my head. I was like, yo, this is crazy. And then Spike gets up at the end of the show and he starts clapping and pointing. And And I'm like, yo, who is he pointing at? And I thought he was pointing at me, but I didn't know. And then my boy, Chris Jackson, who was next to me, we're bowing. We do our first bow and we go for the second bow. And Chris whispers to me, he's like, he ain't pointing at me. And I was like, yo, I think he was pointing at me. He comes backstage. He's like, yo, what's up, man? He's like, let's take a picture. I'm like, yo, Spike Lee want a picture with me? And like a couple weeks later, I get a call. Anthony, it's Spike Lee. Call me back. I was like, I look at my phone. I'm like, yo, Spike Lee just called me. And then the next thing you know, he said, yo, I want you to meet me at my office. He said, I got this role, Mars Blackman.
Oh, that's
You
how
gotta have it. Netflix.
Right.
This role. I was like, wow. He said he came and saw the show like 8 times. And later on, you know, I left the show and I went and played Mars Blackman on She's Gotta Have It in his show.
Wow.
It was crazy. Like, I mean, it was bugged out, but that was funny that you asked that question, because that was like the first time I saw someone in the audience and I was bugging out in my head, and it ended up turning into that.
Talk about the Broadway to film. Not everybody makes that transition. Some people do it very well. Some people don't do it at all. Can't do it. What is the real? I mean, obviously the work that goes into Broadway, it seems, is much harder live 8 times a week versus, you know, recorded and, you know, that sort of thing. But I would love to hear from you on that.
I mean, I think Broadway can be more physically taxing for sure, depending on the show you're doing too. I mean, a show like Hamilton's crazy. Like you're on the stage for so long and moving things around and jumping and dancing and yelling at the top of your lungs, and you rapping, you're saying a lot of words. So it's physically taxing. And I think I would definitely say Broadway is harder, especially because you get paid less for the amount of work you do than film and television. But film and TV is hard in its own right, man. I mean, I shot a movie in Budapest. I mean, and the transition, I think Broadway helped prepare me for doing TV and then doing film. You know, I mean, I shot this film in Hungary where I'm playing this space miner, and like this asteroid hits my ship. The ship explodes. My pod ejects from the ship. I'm crash landing on a planet. Boom! I hit this planet that I wasn't intended on land. I wasn't intended. I didn't intend to land on. Now I'm first 10 minutes. I'm just trying to get out of this pod in the film. I finally get out. I'm like calling out the people. I'm the only person on the planet, it seems, because no one's answering. And like most of the movie, probably 2/3 of the film, I'm by myself on this planet. But halfway through, I find another survivor, but I can only hear her in my comm. So I'm trying to get to her for most of the movie. And then I find out I'm contending with these monsters on the planet that I didn't know lived there. So it was a lot of running in this 30-pound spacesuit. The helmet was heavy, the boots were heavy. I got hurt on the job, and you just I was doing most of my own stunts. And I think Broadway prepares you for that. There's like this level of like no quit in Broadway that I think most people on Broadway have. That even helped me on tour. When I went on tour, I got sick on my first tour for my first album. My album, The Good and the Bad, man. I got sick. And but I was still able to power through. It was almost like I was channeling that energy that I had on Broadway. I mean, because even on Broadway, I had my appendix out. I was supposed to be out for a month. I had an appendectomy surgery. I came back 2 weeks because I was like broke. They don't pay you if you're out of the show. Not if it's not an injury that you didn't get during the show. And I came back, and it's just like this mentality you get from being on Broadway. There's no quit vibe that I transferred to TV. And then, you know, because working with Spike wasn't easy either. I mean, Spike would change things on the fly. Like, I'm talking about, we were supposed to shoot this one piece of this monologue this one day, and then Spike goes, "Now we're actually going to shoot the whole thing." It was 5 sections, this monologue. It's supposed to be 5 different locations, but he switched it to just one. And then he was like, "Yo, just go in the bodega real quick and just learn this for like 15 minutes. I was like, all right, bro. But I think there's that thing on Broadway that, again, it's just like, you got to roll with it. You got to roll with it. If the stage, you know, we had this turntable in Hamilton, stage stopped moving. All right, everybody, go, because we had learned this twice. We had learned what happens if the turntable stops moving in the show. This is what we're going to do. We're going to walk. We're going to dance to our sections of the stage where everyone's supposed to be. That will then allow us to then complete the number. And it's just like doing things like that, having contingency plans in your mind, or learning how to think quick. But yeah, I was shooting that movie in Budapest. I was hurt. I was running. I was doing, you know, I was falling down cliffs and stuff like that. But it's I think Broadway prepares you for all of that, you know. And then, you know, same thing, we're going on tour. Yeah, with music. Like, I was like, yeah, let's do 3 shows in a row. Let's do 4 shows in a row. I did 8 in a row, you know, in New York. It was like, let's go. Let's do it.
Your album Love and Lies, you could go pre at it right now. It's available on Apple Music. 12 joints. Your albums tend to be a mix of different, not only R&B, some Spanish vibes in there. It's very New York. Like it's very much a mixed cultural album. Talk about putting an album together, being that you're from Bushwick, you're Latino, you grew up with hip hop and R&B in your life. It's very much you bringing different cultures together musically.
Yeah, I really wanted to, in the second album, I really wanted to infuse all the forms of music I've loved growing up, and the music that I love now. Like, there's the title track, Love and Lies, was inspired by this song called Louder Than Love by TKA. My brother was listening to it upstairs. And I was like, yo, hold up. Like, he was like, yo, ain't nobody's doing this freestyle vibe no more in New York, bro. You gotta bring this back. I was like, yo, this is crazy. It's true. Like, I haven't heard this vibe in mad long. And that's how that song was born. Just like, let's have a song with this feeling, like Blessings, Afro beats. I grew up listening to Beanie Man and Elephant Man, Vibes Cartel, like, and I was like, yo, I want to have that vibe, and then, I'm loving like Coffee, right? And Coffee is one of my favorite artists right now. And, I was Coffee. If you listening, hold up, let's go. But,
Lab remix,
shameless ask. But yeah, Blessings, is inspired by, and then there's that New York, vibe to it too, with the melodies. And I think, reggaeton vibes with Echale. And right now, I went to Cuba and I was listening to the song in taxi, and I told the taxi driver, I was like, yo, what is this? He's like, Cubaton. And it's like, ga, 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 ga. The drums are doing this different thing than reggaeton would. And I was like, yo, I need to write a song like that. And I got with the dudes that wrote Despacito and my boy Will Wells, and we wrote this song called Right Now. He was like, I got the beat for it. And Echale, I wanted this like reggaeton, like just banging, like party, high energy vibe. And then you got Control and Satisfy You. These songs are R&B. Like, I wanted some R&B on this joint too. I was like, yo, because R&B is such a big part of the music I listened to, growing up. And I was like, Donnell Jones and, obviously Usher all the way through his, career. And like, I was like, yo, I need to have this vibe on here. And yeah, man, I think it was just like all the flavors of music that, and then there's straight up the middle pop songs, like Lose My Mind, Nobody Else. But I needed I really wanted to have a record, first and foremost, that made me feel good. Like, especially after the year and a half or almost 2 years we've had. Don't nobody want to be in their bag right now. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to write an emotional out. Like, nah, we trying to party.
Be outside. We outside.
We outside. We outside. Everybody, that's what people, they're like, what we doing? Oh, it's going down tonight? Like, that's what people want to do right now. They just want to connect. They want to be with each other. And I know that's what I want to feel, connection and being outside, and I said, hopefully this album makes people feel that way. Because when I listened to it top to bottom, I was like, let's go, mission accomplished. We did that shit. I'm proud of it.
Go get it. Love and Lies, Anthony Ramos, available right now. Yo, man, appreciate your time today. And, keep doing that great work. Anything that we should be looking for? You said are you filming right now? Where you at right now?
I'm in Canada right now, and I'm shooting Transformers.
Big
hold up.
Yeah. So they blessed me with the lead role in Transformers.
Wait, is this public? Is this an exclusive?
Nah, I mean, they leaked it. Deadline leaked it, but it's very few times where I've said it out loud. So yeah, sort of. Yeah,
appreciate that, man.
I'm playing the lead role in Transformers alongside our other leading actor, Dominique Fishback, did Judas and the Black Messiah. Project Power. She's incredible. She's amazing. Stephen Cable, our director, he did Creed 2.
Yeah, that's my boy. He's so dope.
I'm so excited for this film. This is not, there ain't going to be any Transformers y'all ever seen. I'm going to tell you right now. Best. I'm so pumped, man. And I'm just I'm here in quarantine right now, waiting. We already started filming, and I went back to New York to do some promo for like In the Heights and Love and Lives for the album. Now I'm back here.
So wait, hold up. You from Brooklyn? Isn't Dominique from Brooklyn?
Dominique from East New York, from Brooklyn. Yo,
East New York's in Transformers?
Yo, it's legendary.
Yo, the Decepticons better watch out. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all not ready.
I'm telling you, they don't know. They don't know.
Yo, Dominique know about the Brooklyn Decepticons. She know about that other Decepticons.
Right, that's true.
We're dealing with Decepticons for life. The whole
I've been dealing with that already.
Yo, D, when we met, she was like, yo, you know this cat, you know Bobo, you know Jerome. Dudes like I played baseball with. She was like, play football. Yo, it's crazy because I used to play baseball in Highland Park and in Sutter Park over there in East New York, in Jersey and Belmont. And it's crazy that it's just wild how our worlds collide. And we've been trying to work together for like, it's like once you find somebody from Brooklyn, especially from Brooklyn, New York alone, but once you find somebody from Brooklyn, you're like, yo, come on, man, we got to write a Brooklyn story. We got to find something together. We got, and it's a blessing that the thing that we get to do is this, it's kind of wild.
Well, on that Brooklyn note, you rocking with the Brooklyn Nets? What we doing out here?
Come on, man, we got to get this game 7. I was at
Brooklyn Nets. You Brooklyn Nets.
What game I was at? I think I was at game 4. Was the game that they won by 50? I was there.
Oh, the game that they won by 50.
That might have been
like game 1 or 2.
Yeah, 2.
That was crazy. Yeah, well, Kyrie was still in, and Durant was playing, and it was they went off. I mean, even that was crazy. That was a crazy game. And I saw my boy Bradley Cooper, and he was sitting right in front of me. Who I did a Star is Born with. I saw him at the game.
Over at the Barclay now, the Brooklyn bandwagon. Let's go.
I've been a fan of the Nets though since they were in Jersey, like Kenya Martin, Richard Jefferson, all them cats.
Now, this is a rare moment, Rosenberg. You don't hear this a lot. A Brooklynite who, where you don't believe in Rosenberg, you're giving me that face.
I can't deal with your whole fake Brooklyn bullish. I'm tiring.
All right.
Not you, Anthony. You're good. It's Ebro.
But Ebro, he jumped on the bandwagon.
Of course I did.
Jumped on. He might break it. He may break down the bandwagon. May break.
He's a Laker fan.
Yes,
yo, Brooklyn's my local team, bro. Don't do that. That's my local team.
Local team. Why were you a Nets fan in Brooklyn?
I love Jason Kidd. He's my favorite player. So, Jason, I just love the way he played the game. I love Jason Kidd. So, he played for the Nets. And so I was always rooting for them. He went to the Mavericks. He went to all these other teams. He went to the Mavericks. Even when, I remember I was freaking out. I went to a Brooklyn Nets game and they were playing the Bucks when he was coaching the Bucks. And I got hit. My dad came with me. I was too nervous to ask for his autograph. I just didn't even want to ask him for a picture because I was like, I don't want to bother him. But that's my favorite player of all time. He's here. And my pops goes, hey, yo, Mr. Kidd, I got somebody that wants to talk to you.
Yo.
Kid.
That's super Brooklyn right there.
Hey, yo, Mr. Kidd. Hey, yo, Mr. Kidd.
I got to introduce you to someone. My son.
Somebody get this dude, bro. Someone grab this man by the collar. And he comes over and they give me a ball. They give me a basketball and he signs it and all that. And I was hyped. I got a picture with him and shit was crazy.
That's dope.
That's dope, man.
Yeah. Yo, Anthony Ramos.
Congrats on everything.
He's rocking with Brooklyn. Rosenberg's rocking with Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Laura, where you at?
I mean, I love the Barclays Center.
Here we go.
We talk about the Barclays Center. We talk about the Nets.
Yes, we love the Nets.
Yeah, Laura loves the Nets as long as they provide her with some beverages and a snack.
Right.
Congrats, Anthony.
Congrats, Anthony. Thank you. It's great talking to you.
Hey, yo, go get Anthony's album, Love and Lies, available right now. We'll talk to you soon, brother. Come back on for the Transformers, man.
Yeah, you already know. Come on,
we got to celebrate that.
Absolutely.
Yo, we need you and Dominique on the show. Heavy Brooklyn.
Come together.
Yeah, heavy Brooklyn for the Transformers. That'll be a good time.
Let's do it. I'll see
you
y'all
bro.
then.
Take care.